Call me crazy, but we are walking out on this ice today. Super stoked. Finally found ice again here in Wisconsin. It's been a couple days since we've been out on ice last. It's kind of funny too, because the video that you guys saw with Nick and I a couple days ago here, that ice was gone the next day. We were actually gonna go out, film another catch and cook for you guys. We got there and that ice was actually very sketchy. The warm temps overnight actually ruined the ice, so we weren't able to get out and film another video for you guys, but found some hard ice behind me here. I'm with Jason today. We're gonna try and put some panfish on the ice again. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. It's a little bit of a trek out here and I'm kind of warm right now. But I do have that TideWe heated vest on again underneath my sweatshirt, underneath my bibs, to help keep me warm again today, and it's doing a great job so far. So if you guys are interested in purchasing one of those, I'll leave a link down in the description below where you can find that. Other than that, I'm not gonna waste any time sitting here talking to you guys. You guys know it. We're on early ice here up in northern Wisconsin. We're gonna try and catch some big panfish today, so stay tuned. Let's get after it. I left all my rods in the back of Jason's truck, so I get the pleasure of using Viper X PC Fun Reels. So that's what we're gonna be sporting today. How you doing over there?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just keeping my distance.
Keeping his distance. I punched a couple holes already. I've never fished here before. Jason has. Some of you guys, I'm not gonna say where we are. Some of you guys might be able to guess where we are if you're from around this area. And I'm gonna drop down there and see what I can find. I got a little tungsten jig on there paired with a little white plastic. Nice mark down at 6 feet. I'm gonna drop down and see what that is real quick here once. That, whatever that was interested. Came right up to my bait and didn't like it. We got two nice marks on bottom right now. I'm gonna try and raise one up. They are nice solid red marks, guys. I bet you these are big bluegills. Here, got 3 marks. Normally when you get 1 or 2 on the screen, you can get these fish to become a little competitive over your bait. But it doesn't seem like these fish are too active right now, so we might have to do a little work to catch these ones. But man, is that a big solid mark. I'm gonna switch to a smaller presentation here once. I got some of these gulp.
Well, that scared me slightly.
I'm gonna rip that in half. That's just a gulp waxworm right there, plastic waxworm. Little smaller profile. We'll see if that's what. See if that'll trigger a bite here, because we definitely have enough marks down there. So Jason's on a school over there, just schooling me.
6.5 hours later.
All right, Jason, I bow down to you. I think yeah, I just want to catch a fish, even if they're small. I'm ready. I don't fish with live bait a ton, but I love fishing with red spikes if I ever get the chance. A lot of times late season when those fish are getting super pressured from all the ice and all the people, I'll switch the red spikes and I'll normally be really successful with them. So we're gonna throw one of those bad boys on and see what I can catch with it. I wasn't gonna do this, but I told Jason that I apologize for what I said earlier.
You say it louder?
I said that I apologize for what I said earlier. There we go. Yep. Get out of the deucer. Out of the deuce. Get out of the deuce. It's a bluegill, Jason. It's not huge. It's not huge, but it's a lot bigger than those shiners that I'm messing with. And it's so funny. Now that I know that a lot of those suspended marks are shiners, looking at the bottom, looking at some of these solid marks that I got on bottom, I know that I can put on, a live bait, go down there and catch those fish. And there are some solid marks down there. Might be some bigger ones in there, so I'm gonna jump back down there, get right tight to bottom, and again I'm gonna focus on those marks that are a little tighter at the bottom, just because I know those are probably those bigger bluegills. And there's another one. I mean, it might be just a ton of small ones here, but I'm gonna try and filter through all these quick and see if I can find a decent sized gill for you guys. So a lot of those, I mean, even perch in general, a lot of those smaller fish are gonna be a lot more aggressive. And you're going to be able to pick those apart on your Vexlar or your Markham, whatever you're using. That's why I wish we had live scope right now. With live scope, I'd be able to tell the big fish from the small fish just based off the mark that is coming up on the screen itself. So we're going to try this again There's definitely bigger fish down there. I think there's some solid marks. A lot of the marks that are coming up right now are smaller. I'm gonna try and put a nice slab on the ice here. That one feels a little heavier. Yep, getting bigger. Definitely bigger than the last one. Wrapped around the deuce. Gotta love the deucer fish. Okay. Now we're talking. Yeah. Might be able to bust my myth here. That's a little more solid of a gill right there. We're gonna get that one put back. Thanks for playing, buddy. Tell your mother to hit. I want a big fat mama. I'm gonna grab my camera. I'm gonna give you guys a view of my Vexlar so you can kind of see what's going on right now, because this is absolutely nuts. I want you guys to be able to see it. So I'm gonna grab my big camera, set it up on the Vexlar for you guys, and give you a view of what's going on. You guys seem to like that in the last video, so let's do that real quick here once. Now you guys are seeing what I am seeing. So I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna show you guys what's going on here at the bottom. You guys can see my jigs coming down. I'm gonna jig really tight to bottom here, and you guys will see that bottom will split. Right there, there's a fish. And he just tapped it. That was probably a smaller one. I'm gonna go back down there, and I'm just gonna, it's kind of hard to tell where my jig is right now, but there's a fish right there. So you guys can see I pulled it. This one feels like a nicer one. There we go. So this one's a little bigger than the ones we were getting there before, but you guys could see, you know, once I dropped down there, the bottom split almost instantly, and there was probably a ton of fish on top of that bait. And all I did was, you know, drop it right in the middle and just dead sticked it. At that point, that's really all you can do when there's that many fish on the screen, and you know one of them are gonna hit it, especially with that many being down there. So like I said, I think I'm fishing about 8 feet right now. And right now the bottom is just so full of fish that it's almost up like 2 feet. And there's another one right there. You guys saw that one actually came up and ate it. Most of these gills are about the same size, but they're, you know, there's some big ones mixed in with these smaller ones. You just have to be a little patient. And you know, those bigger ones will come. So there you guys can see the bottom is still flooded with fish. Look at them all down there. I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna stay about a foot above them, and you guys are gonna see all those fish just race up. I might have to reel up here and check my bait and see what I got on. My bait got stolen before, and it might be gone now because these fish don't seem to be moving too quickly towards this right now. That's the one thing I don't like about fishing live bait, is you have to check your bait constantly, because a lot of times you can get your pants pulled down without even knowing it. Like there it is, perfect example. I don't have any live bait on my jig right there. It was pretty easy to tell because a lot of those fish were not committing to the bait at all, so it made perfect sense. And when I brought it up, sure enough, there was no bait there. So I'm gonna drop back down. You guys can see there's definitely fish waiting, and I'm just gonna hold this above them. You guys will see some fish start to race up here. There's another fish right there. That's a nicer fish. Come on. Smoked it. These whoa, look at that. These bluegills are so aggressive. Look at the size of this little thing. And it pulled drag out of this reel that I'm using. But that's, I mean, that just goes to show how aggressive some of these fish are in these schools, you know. You get a little competition in these bigger schools, and they get aggressive. I mean, they come up and they just smoke that bait right out of the bat. Oh, that was a nice mark. This is a nice fish. I'm gonna pull my deucer out for this one. You guys, I don't know if you saw that, but that was a solid hit. There we go. There we go. That's the bluegill we're looking for. Ooh, heck yeah. Guys, I don't know if you saw my rod tip bounce on that, but you guys saw it on the screen. That fish came up super slowly, and all I did was just dead stick it. I just held it there. Finally pissed that fish off enough to just come up and smoke that bait. And you guys saw the rod tip, and that rod did the work. Brought this fish right up and brought him topside. This fish just inhaled that bait, but it's so rewarding when you come out here, do all this work, getting out on early ice like this, you know, being safe, slowly taking your time, getting out here, getting on a pile of fish, catching small ones, knowing there's big ones down there, and just waiting for that big bull bluegill to hit. And that's finally what happened. And that is a solid palm-sized fish right there. If we were doing a catch and cook, this definitely would be a perfect one for the grease. But today is your lucky day, buddy. We're not doing a catch and cook today. I'm just out here to have some fun and catch you. You are going to be going back. But thank you for saying hi to TideWe Outdoors. Welcome to the channel. We're going to get this nice slab bluegill back into the water. Thank you again for playing, buddy. Thank you for being patient with me and I was definitely patient with him. Like I said, the patience pays off, guys. You know, when you get on a school like this and you're catching a lot of small ones, just be patient. There's bigger ones down there, and that was a perfect example of what being patient can do. That is such a great feeling when it finally pays off in the end. Lots of stuff going on down there right now. Nice one. Nice one. All right. Guys, this is going to be my last fish. You guys saw I just literally dropped down to the bottom. This is a little smaller than the last one, but still a nice fish. All I did for that one was, there was pretty much a big cluster on the bottom. All I did was drop down to the bottom and I just dead sticked it. And this one came over and smoked it. This one appears to be a female too as well. You guys could see that other bluegill I caught was a lot more colored up down here and a lot darker on the top. This is definitely a female bluegill, but still put up an awesome fight up to the hole, you guys. Every time that freaking rod tip just whoosh, and the drag starts to peel a little bit, you know it's going to be a decent fish. But bluegills are definitely one of my favorite species to target on the ice. They put up a great fight, and they're awesome little daredevils to get up through that ice hole. So punched the ice holes nice and big today. As you guys know, I lost a ton of fish in my last ice fishing video because my holes weren't big enough and the rod I was using wasn't quite up to par. But today I didn't lose a fish, and we got all of them up and through the hole for you guys. So awesome day out here. That is going to be my last fish. We're going to get out of here. Whew, awesome day though. Well guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of us getting out on some early ice here in Wisconsin. You guys said that you love the flash review, so I wanted to make sure to include that in this video, and I did. It's always awesome to watch those fish react to the bait and come up and smoke those jigs that you're throwing down at them, and you guys can see it all on those Vexstar units. I didn't bring live scope along with me today. The next time I go out, I will hopefully have it again, and I will show you guys a little bit more about the Garmin live scope, and let you guys see a lot more of that fish reaction on that unit itself. But overall, it was a fun day getting out here. This ice is definitely going quick. It's supposed to get up to like 40 degrees here today in Wisconsin, so a lot of the early ice that we have, you know, is really taking a toll, and you really got to be careful. I mean, a lot of times you can get out in the morning, but over the course of the day, that ice will start to deteriorate, and you really got to be careful and make sure that you have means of getting off the ice. So that is why we got off today as early as we did. We didn't spend a ton of time out there. We don't want to get stuck out there by any means, and we definitely didn't want to go swimming today. So we did everything as safe as we possibly could. It was still definitely sketchy, but you're gonna have that with early ice. And like I always preach, guys, no ice is safe ice. So please be careful out there if you're gonna be hitting the ice here soon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to go down, smash that subscribe button, leave us a like, leave us a comment, let me know what you guys thought about this, and what kind of species you want me to target next. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next TideWe episode. Peace.